Good morning. So I want to say thank you to everyone for giving me the opportunity to speak on behalf of New York City. And I have to open by saying, since I'm half Colombian, I have to say, a mi gente del Caribe, buenos días, muy buenos días. My name is Jeffrey Lee. I'm the Senior Vice President at the New York City Economic Development Corporation. I head our Strategic Investments Group. And now I'm going to give you, in the next few minutes, I'm going to try to paint a really broad picture for all that EDC does in terms of supporting the business ecosystem here. And I really want to just echo the statements that are made about inclusive innovation. I think that really is very accurately describes what we're trying to do here in city government. So big picture at New York City Economic Development Corporation, our overarching goal is to strengthen and diversify our city's economy, and we're doing this while ensuring that all New Yorkers have access to opportunity. So again, on behalf of Mayor Bill de Blasio and on behalf of New York City Economic Development Corporation President Maria Torres Springer, thank you so much for giving us this opportunity. It's exciting to be here today. In preparation for this event, I was talking with some of my colleagues and looking at some demographics and realizing with 800,000 West Indians in New York City, that's a huge presence here in New York City. You couple that with another 800,000 Dominicans, 700,000 Puerto Ricans, 200,000 Cubans. New York City really is a Caribbean city. We have a huge Caribbean presence here. So I think that's especially a special part of the reason why it's important for us to be here and important to be engaging in these kinds of conversations. There's so much that Caribbean-owned businesses can do for the city, and vice versa. Caribbean businesses can really share their services and their goods with the world, since New York City really is a gateway to international markets. But one of the things I want to acknowledge is that for entrepreneurs and business owners, there are lots of challenges, particularly in this high-cost environment of New York City. It's hard to find affordable workspace and office space. It's hard to scale up. It's hard to access capital and financing. And on top of that, you've got the regulatory regime that can be tough to navigate as well. So I want to speak a little bit about some of the programs and resources that we have at EDC that can directly address many of those business concerns. First thing I want to do, try to get a sense of who's out here. Do we have any startups here in the audience? Any startup companies? How about professional services? Any law firms, travel agencies, CPA firms? Trying to get a feel for real estate development. Okay, real estate development. Anyone doing manufacturing or industrial? Okay, so it sounds like we've got a generalist crowd, we've got some manufacturing, we've got some real estate development. So in terms of the full spectrum of business types that are out here and that are representative in the Caribbean New York community, there's a lot that we can offer at EDC in terms of making it lowering the expenses to expand your business, looking to reduce your taxes, and helping your businesses to hire more workers and grow. So I'm going to touch upon some of the high-impact programs. The first high-impact program I want to mention is called the Industrial Development Agency. Don't let the industrial fool you. It's a really broad tool that can have an impact for a wide variety of companies. If you're a company that is looking to purchase real estate and make major capital improvements, or if you're looking to expand your facilities here or move within New York City and buy equipment or renovate, there's a tremendous amount of benefit that is available to you through the Industrial Development Agency. We can abate your taxes, we can make it cheaper for you to buy your equipment, cheaper for you to buy your construction materials. Tremendous opportunities. Other things, for food retailers, people that are looking to open or expand grocery stores throughout the 5 boroughs, we have a program called the Fresh Program. This is a partnership between EDC and the Department of City Planning and the Department of Health. Ideas that fresh food and healthy food really achieves a variety of goals, and that's why this is a multi-agency effort. But what that program does is it provides zoning benefits and tax benefits to bring about the increased development of these grocery stores in places where we need them. So I just want to touch upon that. A lot of the programs that we have are easily accessed by larger, relatively well-established businesses, but we also do a lot that is directly relevant to smaller businesses. We have a new program that we launched called the A-Step program, and that's a streamlined program that provides sales tax benefits to a wide variety of small businesses, whether you're a neighborhood retailer, if you're a small industrial, small office operation, out in the boroughs, we want to really make sure that we're doing this in 5 borough cents. This is an easy way to get up to $100,000 in sales tax benefits at essentially no cost to you. Really something that can have a high impact. Just going to briefly touch upon some of the tools that we have for large-scale catalytic development. We have tax-exempt bond financing. We do a lot of that for nonprofit organizations, but in particular for businesses, we can do that for manufacturers, particularly if you're doing a project that's over $5 million, over $10 million. Tax-exempt bond financing essentially allows you to access the capital markets, but at an interest level and on terms that are going to beat what your bank would give you because it's tax-exempt. So that's a powerful tool. Once you're borrowing that amount of money, saving hundreds of thousands of dollars per year just on interest is a very good thing. I'm sure we all agree on that. For smaller projects and smaller businesses, we have a program called the Capital Access Program, or CAP Access as we call it. This is for a really wide variety of small businesses. You can get up to $250,000 in loans. The reason why this is such a powerful program is that EDC provides a partial guarantee to these banks. So banks that would look at a company and say, well, your track record is it's only this, or your credit is this, and I'm not sure I'd want to lend. EDC steps in and says, you know what, we're going to take some of that risk off the bank's shoulders, and that's going to help induce them to get involved and to deploy their capital in situations where they might otherwise do less or do none at all. So we're trying to play an active role there. If you go to your local credit unions, places like True Fund or Action or your credit unions, and just say, I want to learn about the CAP Access program, they can tell you all about it, and I can give you some more information as well. What else? I know that the scope of this expo is really broad, and I want to try to speak to the wide variety of topics that are going to be relevant today. In terms of those that are starting new businesses, EDC has done a lot and continues to do a lot in terms of supporting that ecosystem. One of the things that we have been really successful is in running a network of 17 incubators all throughout the 5 boroughs. In total, we've got 170,000 square feet of space in those 17 incubators. We've incubated and launched numerous companies in those spaces with themes from food services, culinary arts, bioscience, new manufacturing, fashion, energy, digital. Tremendous opportunities if you are looking for space that's affordable and echoing what Angus said just before, this is a clustering environment. This is an environment for you to be in the same room with similarly minded entrepreneurs, share ideas, and get access to technical services and technical assistance. Fashion, I know that there are some folks out here that are in the fashion industry. EDC has a fashion manufacturing initiative. It's a $6 million fund that is here to support local clothing production. We do that by providing workforce training and connection to relevant industry partners to make sure that you are tapped in and tied in and can get the resources to help your company grow. And further in the fashion theme, we have an initiative called Made in New York. This is a tremendous marketing opportunity for those fashion companies that are based here and can easily get certified as a Made in New York company, or sorry, Made in NYC. Then this opens up all kinds of marketing opportunities for you. You get placed on the website, you get included in various marketing events. So it's a really great opportunity. There's a lot more that I could talk about in terms of the support that we offer for discrete business sectors. But one of the things that I wanted to also talk about is what are we doing about the city's $125 billion technology and innovation ecosystem. And one of the big things that I'll first touch upon is the Applied Sciences Initiative. So after the recession from a few years ago, the city launched the Applied Sciences Initiative. What that is a series of university partnerships around the city with the goals being to double the number of engineers, to create more than 48,000 jobs, and to have the result being 10,000 new startup spin-off businesses being incubated and launched and sent out after being incubated and born within those applied sciences, within those university partnerships. So, and that's already underway on Roosevelt Island with Cornell and in other places in the city. Our tech ecosystem here is huge. We are the second largest recipient of venture capital. Just in the past 4 quarters, we've received $6.7 billion of venture capital. So this is significant. New York City does so much, it's often sort of overlooked. And we like to say that Silicon Alley is no longer just an alley anymore, but this is really a growth area. And we're doing a lot more. We are looking to expand Wi-Fi corridors and build out broadband infrastructure to make sure that we continue to make this hospitable for the tech industry. And see, if you want to get any more information and learn a lot more about what we're doing for tech, go to digital.nyc. That's digital.nyc, a tremendous resource for anything about New York City tech scene, about startup space, training and investment opportunities. So I encourage you to check that out. So I wanted to kind of conclude my overall remarks here to just remark upon, and I don't think I need to remind you, but remark upon what a tremendously global economy this city is. If you walk down any city block, you realize that you've got nearly 800 languages being spoken here in this city. More than 43% of the workforce in the city is born outside of the country. We continue to attract businesses and investments from all over the world, as you were all witness to and you're all part of. For businesses that are currently based outside of New York City, we have a program called World to NYC. This is an amazing opportunity for companies based abroad to come and partner with local companies and partner with local government agencies to get access to opportunities and resources. Really great opportunity. The diversity that the city has is a huge asset, and this is an asset that we strongly believe in and believe that it can facilitate even more exchange and can grow a more progressive and inclusive economy. Again, going back to the inclusive innovation theme, we think that diversity is a key part of that. Be sure to get out there, be sure to tap all those networks, tap the talents of New Yorkers no matter where in the city they may be, and help us to continue to access new markets abroad. And again, we want to help you to make sure that you're accessing all the markets here in New York City. So I know that's a lot of information about different opportunities. I'm happy to talk some more and give out some business cards later on and give some follow-up information. But the bottom line is, for businesses, there's a lot that the city can do in terms of lowering the cost, your cost of doing business here in the city, make it easier, access financing, access resources to expand your company. And if any of what I said is tough to remember, go to our website, edc.nyc. Really simple. There's a lot of information there, and I'm happy to talk about it some more. Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak. Appreciate it.